grand finale on CBS and streaming live on Paramount+.
Welcome into college football pregame. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Play your game. We are thrilled to be joining you live from Madison, Wisconsin. The #1 team is in town in Ohio State, but the upset-minded Badgers, well, they're looking for that signature win, and we have already won with the crew we have today. You know the usual suspects. We've got Danny Cannell, B-Mac, Damian Harris, as well as Mackenzie Brooks and Mikey Overs are over on a side set, but we had to make some room here at the desk because we have representatives from both sides of this matchup. I'm pretty sure the HQ crew knows my man Beanie Wells here, former Ohio State running back. Beanie, how we feeling today?
So glad to be here. I'm so happy to be here, sitting next to one of the greatest running backs in college football history.
Wow.
It's my pleasure to be here in Badger country.
Well, just in case people don't know who this is my man Monte Ball. You are a Doak Walker Award winner, multiple All-Americans. But the biggest thing I got to point out, you are a new inductee into the 2025 College Football Hall of Fame. Guys, that's incredible. How's that feel?
It feels great. It feels great. It's an honor. It's quite a privilege to be part of that wonderful fraternity. But right now, we're here. I'm excited, blessed to be here on this panel with you all, and looking forward to having some fun today.
I am so excited about this game, about this show. We have so many fun things in store for you today. I've already introduced all the fun guests, but let's introduce the matchups that we have going today on this college football Week 8 Saturday, starting with those Buckeyes and Badgers. Monte, I'm looking forward to your unbiased analysis of this game. Hype us up here. What do you think of this?
My goodness, of course, what we got to do, of course, that being the Badgers, we gotta control the tempo of this game, right? We have to win in the trenches. We have to keep Sayin and Jeremiah Smith on the sideline, and we just got to make sure that we play our football, get back to what we're known as, Wisconsin ball, and just make sure that we dominate in the trenches, like I said.
I love it. Meanwhile, smoke 'em if you got 'em. The third Saturday in October has belonged to the Vols as of late. They've won 2 out of the last 3. Damian, how embarrassing.
I'm not gonna lie, but Alabama is back. Now you see Mikey Overs, Mackenzie Brooks, they have their cigars unwrapped, they have them ready to smoke. Not me, because see, when you play in this rivalry, when you're a part of the third Saturday in October, this is sacred. This is tradition right here. You do not unravel this until you walk out with a win. Now, if you're Alabama, we saw last year, somebody walked into the stadium with one already lit. That was bad juju. So I'm gonna keep this thing wrapped up nice and tight, because I expect Alabama to do what Alabama has done since week 1. Continue to improve and continue to beat good football teams. Tennessee, as we know, they're a pretty decent football team. They're averaging about 50 points a game right now. They're not going to do that in Tuscaloosa. Like I said, I'm going to save this, but I'm going to enjoy this after the game, after Alabama gets a win at Saban Field, at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa,
Very
Alabama.
smart, Damian. How about the coaches in this game? They know a thing or two about this rivalry. Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, coordinators under Nick Saban, now coordinating their own powerhouses. DK, what excites you about this one?
I'm excited because Lane Kiffin called Kirby Smart fat this week. They're just blatantly just trolled his friend out there. But this is a great matchup, and you got a unique situation where you have the higher-ranked team is over a touchdown underdog playing between the hedges, and we're going to see if Trinidad Chambliss in his first road start in the SEC in that environment, if he continue playing at that elite level. Meanwhile, Gunnar Stockton has been awesome for the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll see if they can get their offense going versus a very weak Ole Miss defense.
How about USC and Notre Dame, the 96th meeting between these two, and they're calling it a playoff eliminator. What's at stake, Beanie?
It most certainly is a playoff eliminator. When you look at Notre Dame, they're a battle-tested team, but they already lost 2 tough matchups at the beginning of the year, so this is a must-win for these guys. And then on the flip side, looking at USC, Jordan Maave has been sensational for that football team, but they're wounded right now. They're without their 2 best running backs in Wayman Jordan and Eli Sanders, so that's going to be a big part of their offense and how they're going to be able to get things done. I do think Notre Dame edges this one out at home. I can't wait for this matchup, though.
How about Utah, BYU? The Holy War is more war than holy when it comes to the football. Both Utah and BYU are ranked in this game for the first time in a decade and a half. What should we watch out for?
This will be an entertaining ball game. When you look at BYU, their most notable 3 games that they've won came against Arizona, West Virginia, and Colorado. So they will be tested today when you look at the Utes defensively, only allowing 13 points per ball game. Bear Bachmeier has to be at his best. When you look at what he's done over the last 2 games, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, he has to be more efficient to come out and get a major win against the Utes.
Utes.
Sticking in the Big 12, it's hard to pick just one to highlight. Danny, where do your eyes go here?
All over the place. I love the Holy War, one of the best rivalries that BMAC was just talking about. But how about Texas Tech going on the road to Arizona State? Baron Morton not going to play. Sam Levitt is. So there's been a little bit of a swap over there, as we had different quarterback situations last week. But that Texas Tech defense should be ready to travel. And then Baylor at TCU. TCU's trying to bounce back from a rough loss last week at Kansas State. The Big 12, we knew it was going to be wild, and it has delivered. We've seen upsets galore across the place.
How about the Big 10? You talk about matchups on matchups today.
Yeah, matchups on matchups, and there's a couple interesting ones here. You got Maryland going out to the West Coast. Can UCLA keep that hot hand rolling where Jerry Neuheisel has been the coordinator that everybody loves? Our guy Rick's son has been phenomenal, and Nico has been outstanding. Can they continue to make this thing go? And then Oregon, how do they bounce back in Piscataway against Rutgers? They're a 17.5-point favorite. They better be ready for Ethan Kaliak-Manis. The Rutgers quarterback actually has been putting up some good numbers. Very curious to see how Dan Lanning's squad bounces back.
The Greek rifle. Looking forward to that game. But of course, we got to start here in Madison, Wisconsin, where, yes, we have seen massive upsets in the Big Ten so far this season. We've seen them happen on CBS. Monte, what would have to happen today for Wisconsin to pull off the major upset against the #1 team in the
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. In order for this Wisconsin Badgers team to shock the world, again, we have to control the line of scrimmage. That's what we have to do. We got to control the tempo, keep those ballers on that offensive side of Ohio State on the sideline, and make sure, of course, that we just get back to what we're known for, running the football, getting those yards, controlling the tempo, and getting in the end zone. And so I do believe if we focus on what we're good at, which is doing that, we will come out with a victory today.
Beanie, we were a little worried about that defense, though.
Did he
for Ohio
just say
State.
it was going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's your rebuttal to that?
I need to check his temperature a little bit. Maybe he had too many cheese curds with Danny last night. But nonetheless,
Had too many last night.
when you look at Ohio State's defense, they're so dominant. It's so hard to move the football on them. And when you look at what Wisconsin's doing right now, they got another backup quarterback coming into play, and Hunter Simmons. So it's going to be tough for him to move the ball consistently. They're not doing great running the football. I love for it to be the old days of Wisconsin, to where they ran the football great and played great defense. But they're so far away from that right now. This Ohio State football team is just too dominant on both sides of the ball. I know there's been questions about Julian saying if he's just taking what the defense gives him and not pushing the ball downfield. I think today's a day we'll see him let it rip on the offensive end.
I'm telling you, I think we got a chance. We got a chance today.
Well, with me not having a dog in the race, Monte, I don't think y'all got a chance. But anything can happen if you look at what has been going on in college football so far this weekend. This is the weekend of upsets.
Yeah.
We saw what Friday night had in store for our college football fans, and the same can be said for potentially here Saturday. But if it was to happen, you have to force at least 3 turnovers, Wisconsin, defensively. You cannot create any turnovers for Ohio State, and you got to find a way to score in the red area. Because when you look at Ohio State defensively, this is arguably one of the best defenses we've seen come from Columbus in quite some time. And they're not just talent dependent. It's all about their scheme that Matt Patricia has implemented on all 3 levels of those guys are flying around. Anything can happen. Of course, they're the heavy favorites, but sometimes we see dogs get neutered in college football. Sometimes. Will it happen today? I don't know.
So one of my favorite things when we go on the road is getting to talk to locals, right? We talk to the people here in Madison. We get to try some cheese curds. We get to try some spotted cow. Like, all of it's been awesome. But one thing that struck me is talking to the fans. They have a different perspective than Monte does, because most of them say, oh, we don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't like our chances. I think if Wisconsin can get it to the 4th quarter, if they can just hang on, maybe force a turnover early, come out with their best effort with the fans here, and you can get that jump around going and get Ohio State in a place they haven't been all season and since Texas. In a 4th quarter game, your belief starts growing and growing. Theirs starts, we're not supposed to be in this position. Now, it's easier said than done, but if they can get it to the 4th quarter, that's how I think they could potentially pull off the upset. Do I think it happens? Ultimately, probably not. They're second to last in rushing in the Big Ten, which is so weird to say about that. A Wisconsin team is struggling that much to run the football, but that's what they're going to have to do.
You know what helps carry them into that 4th quarter is that jump around at the end of the 3rd quarter, which I am so excited to see that in person. Also, I think there's some other people out here who believe in the Wisconsin Badgers. They're over on our side set. Mackenzie, Mikey, what are some of your best bets today?
Listen, we're going to get to the bet of the weekend for the CBS Game of the Week, but first, let's give you a few appetizers for that. I'm going to give you, staying in the Big Ten, Iowa first half team total over 9.5 points. We do not know what we're getting from this Penn State team. What I can tell you, boys, is that Iowa has gone over 9.5 points in every single first half this entire season. So sue me to believe, against a dazed and confused Penn State team, they can get that done again today. Damian, what do you got for us?
It's going to be easy for me. I'm sure you don't expect anything different. I'm taking Alabama in the points, 7.5. Now, I just got on here and said Tennessee is averaging 50 points a game, but against who? Not against an Alabama defense, not against LT Overton and this Alabama defense that has gotten so much better. I think that Alabama controls the tempo. Ty Simpson takes control of the game like he has. We'll see about the availability of Jam Miller. If they have him, that'll be better. If not, I still think this Alabama team can score more points than Tennessee. They're playing at home, and again, this is the third Saturday in October. It means something to the Crimson Tide. Give me Bama. Give me the points.
Light the cigars.
Come on, smoke them if you got them.
Let's get to the biggest play of the week, the one everyone's been asking about. Ken's, Mikey, how do you bet on this Ohio State-Wisconsin game? Great question.
Yeah, game of the year, wager of the century, about $400 spent in the team store. Wisconsin's team total over 7.5. All we need is 8.
You just need 8.
That's it.
A simple 8.
It could be fourth quarter. Maybe it's third strings in there for Ohio State. We are asking for 8 points of this Wisconsin football team. Take us home. That's all we need, Em.
I love it, guys. Thank you so much for that. We're going to be hearing from them throughout the day, but we have to talk about the college football playoff projection, because this thing has changed as recently as last night when we saw Miami go down, but Sportsline still believes in the U. Guys, we're looking at this bracket here. We've got Alabama and Ohio State playing for the national title here. Danny, do you have any qualms with what we're seeing here on this bracket, or do you think this seems about right?
No, I think the one thing to adjust would be the Miami, where they are with a 2 seed with a bye. That's probably going to change after they get the results.
Do you think they're still in?
Last night. Yeah, I absolutely think they're still in. As long as they win out, even if they lose in the ACC championship game, if they're 11-1 in the regular season, there is no way. They've already had 3 or 4 really impressive wins, including a win over Notre Dame. So I think there's absolutely a chance that could happen. But for that Alabama-Ohio State team, now that Miami lost, all of a sudden they're out of the picture. There's Indiana, there's Ohio State, and I think Bama's the best one-loss team in the country. So I think absolutely you could see that matchup unfold. And I think it's really a testament to both programs, but for Ohio State to look almost better than last year's national championship squad is remarkable to me, to a culture that Ryan Day has built, where you have upperclassmen that show the standard by example to the younger guys that have stepped up. It has been phenomenal. Julian Sand looks like a seasoned veteran out there, dishing the ball around, not panicking, not making bad throws. It's been remarkable. So I could absolutely see that happening.
I love when Danny puts that juju on Miami like he did yesterday, because usually the opposite happens.
Wait, explain to us, what did he do yesterday?
He picked Miami to win, and
This was before.
I love it, though. It works the opposite day. But they need help. That's the thing with Miami. Losing last night, they need help. When you look at Virginia and Georgia Tech currently having no ACC losses, hypothetically speaking, if both teams take care of their business the rest of the way, guess who plays for the ACC crown? Virginia and Georgia Tech. And if that's the case, I don't think Miami would get in, especially if they don't compete for an ACC championship, when you look at how the committee values the SEC and the Big Ten over the ACC.
Yeah, we've got all eyes on a potential upset here in Madison, but we already saw 2 upsets last night on Friday night, including the aforementioned Miami Hurricanes. What happened when Louisville came to the U? We'll talk about it. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely going to have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance. They're underway in this massive clash of City On. Superb finish. Unbelievable strike. And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back live here on College Football Pregame from Madison, Wisconsin. We are so excited to be among the fans. They're still kind of waking up, getting ready for this day. But let's talk about last night. Miami loses to Louisville in a one-score battle. But what the heck happened to Carson Beck? 4 interceptions from him. At one point, he was up there on the Heisman odds. Damian, what happened to him? What happened to Miami?
Well, we've talked about Miami and Mario Cristobal were due for a performance like this. Well, meanwhile, Georgia fans have been sitting here saying, wait, Carson Beck is due for a game like he had last night. Listen, you are what you are. Carson Beck has been prone to turning the football over in high-pressure situations. When the game is close, whenever they need a score, he presses, he turns the football over. Then I turned to Mario Cristobal. There were some questionable decisions that he made. The tempo in which they played with, the play calling at the end of the game. They slowed it down and then tried to speed it back up at one point. When you're at home, when you're the number one of the best teams in the country, you're pressing. You show that you are the dominant team. You show that you have the more skilled players. You show that you have better coaching, that you are a better coached team, and you go out and deliver. And so many times when we see Miami get in situations like this, going back to last year against Georgia Tech, there's plenty of other situations where we can point at the coaching, we can point at bad quarterback play, and turning the football has always been the Achilles heel for Miami in the big moments. So again, you are what you are, and Miami has made a habit of this. So all this talk about the U being back, my man Beanie, he was one of the campaigners saying the U is back. Well, guess what? They're not. They are what they are, which is a pretty good football team right now, but they are not unbeatable.
Well, that's the problem, is we saw them win some big games. We saw them just demolish the teams through their schedule, but we're always in the back of our mind, like, do we trust Miami? How do we trust him now?
It's so hard to, man. Last night proved that, to a T. You can't trust him in big moments, and you can't trust Carson Beck. He reverted to the Carson Beck in which we saw last year at Georgia. The inconsistencies, the throwing, the inopportune interceptions. But honestly, I typically, in this situation, would blame Mario Cristobal. It was all about the play calling. When you see that your quarterback, your star quarterback is struggling, run it! Run the football. You cannot win a game with your starting running back getting 8 carries for 18 yards. It's just not going to happen. They ran for 63 yards in that football game. Why not switch up the tempo for the entire game? And then on the flip side of that, when you look on the defensive side, they got 1 sack. That's been, the strength of Miami's football team is their defense, specifically the defensive front. We've been talking about all year, them revamping. They got no pressure on Miller Moss all night.
First and foremost, shots out to Chris Bell. He is a solidified first-round wide receiver in the NFL draft upcoming. He was outstanding. He reminds me a lot of A.J. Brown. They had no answer for him. 9 receptions for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Every time he touched the football, he made a difference for Louisville, and he's one of the top dogs at that wide receiver position, in my opinion. But everything you guys said, I don't disagree with. You talked about the issues with Miami under Mario Cristobal. You guys kept emphasizing one word: trust. Trust. And you know why, in terms of Cristobal and trust in his ability to coach and deliver the goods and coach at a high level? When you look at his record, shouts out to our producer, Noah, by the way. This is a cool stat associated with Mario Cristobal since being the head coach down there in Miami. In the month of August and September, in his career as the head coach of Miami, he's 15-2. In the months of October and November, he's 12-14.
When it matters most.
That's not a cool
When it matters most. In the month of August, September, they're playing against lesser talented teams. Non-conference, always at home. But when you get into October and November, where the great teams separate themselves from the rest of the pack, he struggles. When you talk about issues a year ago, Georgia Tech, October, Syracuse, November. Guess what happened last night? October, Louisville comes to town. This has been the calling card for Mario Cristobal in an era where he has so much talent. Last year, you had the top quarterback in the country, the best player in the draft, in Cam Ward, and you have nothing to show for it because you didn't even compete for an ACC championship. And if it happens again, we will have to do a case study on what is going on, because when you look at the talent that you all referenced, they have it. Offensive line, quarterback, even though Carson Beck didn't have his best day, they struggle. You cannot have another year with all that talent and you don't at least compete for an ACC championship.
While we're all sitting here crushing Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricane, let's stop acting like they lost to a bad team from the MAC. Louisville can actually play some football, and we do need to give some credit. They're 5-1. They're going to be in the top 25 this week. Jeff Brom is a great football coach. Isaac Brown went off for 113 yards on the ground, right in the shadows of where he grew up. And Miller Moss outplayed Carson Beck. And by the way, some of those interceptions were phenomenal defensive plays. So I think the lesson that we should learn is nobody is trustworthy in college football. Bama lost by 2 touchdowns to Florida State. Never thought we saw that happen. Oregon lost last week as a touchdown favorite against Indiana in their backyard. I think this is more about the parity in college football and maybe some depth that's showing up in the ACC than anything. Granted, it's a bad loss for Miami, but that is the case because we need to give Louisville some credit.
I don't know.
Real quick, before you get him. It ain't about parity in college. Hold on, Danny. It ain't about parity in college football. In the month of October and November, Mario Cristobal is 12-14.
Now, B-Mac. Now, hold on, wait. Now, what is so important about the months of October and November? Because that's when championship football starts.
You better believe it.
That's when championship football starts.
Thankfully for Alabama, because if it started in August, we wouldn't be talking about them. They still lost. See, that's the thing that drives me nuts about our system, because it is a beauty contest and it's who gets invited. If you lose early, it doesn't impact you as much as if you lose late. So I agree with you guys. This is devastating to Miami. I think they'll be fine as long as they don't do what they did last year and lose 2 games.
Hold on now. Because if Georgia Tech finish out the rest of their conference schedule undefeated,
and Virginia
finishes out the rest.
If they're 11-1,
they're not.
I think the biggest thing with Miami,
they beat Notre Dame.
They're not.
They beat Florida.
Wait, guys. I have a really fun game for us.
What's the game? We fired up already. You got a bug on your mic.
I got a wheel.
You got a bee on your mic. I don't know what that is.
No. It's a ladybug. That's good luck.
It's good luck.
Don't shoot that away.
We already got the luck. It's already.
So we have this very special wheel. I'm going to ask the question: who are you taking to win a national championship, Miami, or I'm going to spin the wheel? Okay. So we still have some believers in Miami, and we've got some fringe college football playoff contenders. So let's spin this wheel.
Oh my gosh, Miami all day. It's
Miami. I'll take Miami.
Spin it again. Come on, spin it again.
Miami is just as untrustworthy.
Spin it.
Even trust Tennessee.
Day?
Spin it.
All day. I agree, though. You don't trust Tennessee.
Texas Tech.
Ooh.
I like Texas Tech in this matchup.
I like Texas Tech.
Because of their defense. They got two of the best linebackers in the country. Danny, this is a different Texas Tech team. They got the best team that money can buy.
And on top of that, what did we just talk about? When Miami has to press, when they have to keep up, what are they going to do? They're going to turn the football over. What is Mario Cristobal going to do? He's going to make bad decisions. They're going to have to keep up with Texas Tech. They cannot do it.
Who is Texas Tech beating? Are we impressed by that?
Utah.
Utah.
With a backup quarterback. With a backup quarterback.
With
a backup quarterback.
Oh, easy. Miami all day.
I don't trust Ole Miss.
Against who?
I don't trust Ole Miss.
I don't trust Ole Miss either.
I trust Ole Miss's offense.
Right.
2 more.
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
Speaking of Ole Miss, they've got
Georgia. Give me Georgia. You think Kirby Smart he can't figure out Carson Beck?
Absolutely.
He's seen him so many years.
Their defense is coming for Gunnar Stockton, though. I don't trust him either.
All right, let's spin the wheel. Did a little heavier spin this time.
Spin right there.
That felt good.
Oh, same one. Keep it rolling. Get Ohio State up there, please.
Yeah, just spin it to Alabama. Spin it to Alabama.
They're not even up there.
Spin it to Alabama. Spin it to Alabama.
Indiana. I trust Indiana.
I'm trusting the fighting Turks and Netties all day long. Over Miami.
Indiana.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ohio State's not even up there. They are up there.
We got
they
Ohio
are up
State.
there.
No Florida State.
real quick.
Easy.
What?
Ohio State.
By
Trust them more.
Okay, there we go. All right, speaking of Alabama, which is a team I know you would take over Miami, we're going to talk about some of the big games across the sport, and there's a pretty massive one down in Tuscaloosa. Some people at the desk have a fighting interest in this one, but also we got Georgia, Ole Miss, so many games of consequence in the SEC. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance. They're underway, and there's a massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Picks up. Unbelievable strike. And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
This just into HQ. Clemson will likely be without quarterback Cade Klubnik this afternoon against SMU. Our Matt Zenitz reports that Christopher Vizina will likely get the start today. Klubnik is nursing a sprained ankle from last week's win over Boston College. Elsewhere, we are going to learn a lot about the SEC today. Sanford Stadium hosts a top 10 showdown between Ole Miss and Georgia. Then we got Bryant-Denny at night. Vols and Bama on the actual third Saturday in October. Finally, Damian Harris.
Come on.
Will anyone in the SEC separate themselves today, or just more chaos from the league trying to do its best Big 12 impression? Those are some of the big games that are happening today on Saturday, Week 8. We got the big one here in Madison between Ohio State and Wisconsin, and once again, a lot of big ones in the SEC. We got fans are starting to show up here behind us, waking up, getting ready for the day. How you guys feeling? All right. More Ohio State than Wisconsin, but that might be the theme of the day. Let's go back to the SEC, though. We got to talk about this Tennessee and Alabama game. As somebody who played in this rivalry, some people want to say, all right, you got the Iron Bowl, you got Georgia, you played a lot of national championships against them. What does this rivalry mean to both Alabama and Tennessee?
It means everything. And I tell people this story. Coach Saban, around this time every year, he would say, people are going to ask you 3 things when you leave Alabama. Did you leave with your degree? Did you win a national championship? How many times did you beat the University of Tennessee? Not Auburn, not LSU, not Georgia. How many times did you beat the University of Tennessee? This is such an important rivalry, one of the greatest in all of sports. And the tradition behind it, what it means to the fan bases, what it means to the boosters, the people who add to this big old collective pot so they can continue to go out and get good players and continue to be good teams. It's so much more than just the football that we're seeing on the football field. Now, granted, that is important. We are going to see a shootout today, an absolutely phenomenal game. But when you talk about what this rivalry means, it goes deeper than just the players. It's the families that are divided, where the mother and the son are wearing Tennessee orange, and then the dad and the daughter are wearing crimson. You know, so it's huge for everybody, especially the fans. So I'm just looking for an exciting, competitive game today.
So that you're very so kind.
Right. I'm trying.
We're gonna work you up throughout the day. I'm sure that was very gentle. But so that's what it means to the fan base and to the players and coaches and everybody involved in the rivalry. But Mackenzie Brooks is here to tell us what it means as far as the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is bigger for Tennessee than it is for Alabama. I mean, Alabama has a little more breathing room. I know Danny isn't going to want to hear this. If there are 2 teams in the SEC that could potentially afford 3 losses and still make the playoff, if other things go their way, it would be Alabama and Georgia with the toughness of their schedule specifically. Now, for Tennessee, you have to go 10-2 in my opinion. So winning this game gives you so much more breathing room to try to finish with that 10-2. Their schedule after this is tough enough where you could see them drop another game. So if they can take a win here, they move to above a coin flip to make the playoffs. So if you're trying to bet on this, if you think Tennessee can pull off the upset, take them to make the playoff right now before that gets a little pricier after that win.
Last year, you and I made a bet.
We did.
Whoever would win the game would wear the opposing team's colors. Are you prepared to do that again this year?
Absolutely.
Because
I am
wore orange
way more confident this year than I was last year.
You were feeling very confident, especially at halftime when Alabama was up 7-0. You said this one's over.
I did. Now imagine how much confidence I have right now. And I will say now, I kept this thing wrapped up now because it's customary. You don't enjoy this until after the game. So I'm going to keep this wrapped up nice and tight. And then once the scoreboard hits 0-0-0, then I'll open this up. You're going to be looking at me sad. You're going to have to put on the crimson and learn, hey, Alabama, we not going Dixieland Delight, because we do know
it is a song about Tennessee.
That is indeed a song about Tennessee. So we'll neither here nor there.
All right. Well, that's not the only big game in the SEC. Let's talk about the football between Ole Miss and Georgia. A top 10 showdown. Danny, what intrigues you most when these 2 teams share the field today?
I think we're about to find out if Ole Miss is real or not. Like, a lot of people have pointed out the 5 in front of their name, and they're like, I don't know, who have they really beaten? And it hasn't been that impressive. But they do have, they got a road win against Kentucky. They beat Arkansas, but they have not been really impressive out there. And I love the story of Trinidad Chambliss, who took over for Austin Simmons. I thought it was interesting. Lane Kiffin has kind of hinted that Austin Simmons is getting closer to play, although he's been saying that the last several weeks. But can they take this on the road and get a road win against Kirby Smart and that defense? And Kirby Smart has had Lane Kiffin's number. So that, to me, is very interesting. And then on the flip side, Ole Miss's defense has not been that great. Can Georgia get get their offense going and put enough points on the board to win this one against Ole Miss? I think we're about to find out, because I do think this is it's clearly a separation Saturday. Find out about who we are Saturday. I think whoever wins this game, we're going to feel that much better about. I think it'll be Georgia, but if Ole Miss wins, we better start taking them very seriously, not only as an SEC championship candidate, but a national championship candidate.
Ken's, what's at stake?
Not as much as the other SEC game. Like, these are two teams, again, with a lot more wiggle room. As I mentioned, Georgia's strength of schedule definitely helps them have a little bit more breathing room. Obviously, a win you want to have, because if you don't win this game, you basically have to win the Texas game. So that becomes, high pressure situation. For Ole Miss, their lack of strength of schedule, they have one of the relatively easier strengths of schedule in the SEC. You have to go 10-2. So again, this is a step forward to going 10-2. A team like them, there's a few other teams in the SEC that just need to be 10-2, but I do think, and the model thinks and odds makers think as well, we're at least getting 3 teams from the SEC. So if you're Ole Miss, you're just trying to make it to Atlanta or even be the 3rd best team in the SEC, which I think they're in a very, very good spot to be.
It's not just the SEC. We've also got the 96th meeting between USC and Notre Dame, and I go straight to that quarterback matchup because, yeah, we had a good one last week with Oregon and Indiana, but Jaden Mayava and CJ Carr, BMAC, what do you think about them?
2 high-level quarterbacks. When you look at Jaden, this is what we expected to see from him in terms of what he did a year ago and being able to be coached by Lincoln Riley and having one of the best wide receivers in college football in Mekhi Lemon to throw to. But CJ has really grown in terms of what we watch week 1 on the road against Miami to where he currently sits and how he's orchestrating and becoming the ultimate point guard for Notre Dame. But the thing I love about Notre Dame, they're getting back to what they do best. Run the football. You have 2 NFL prospects in the backfield, establish a sense of balance, and then allow CJ to make timely plays in the passing game, and that's what we've seen. But for Notre Dame, the best thing that happened for them was watching USC beat Michigan last week, because they need this game a lot in terms of the playoff implications because of what they have not done against the previous ranked opponents they faced early in the year with Miami and Texas A&M losing to those 2 said teams.
Yeah, they need a signature win,
Yes.
and Ken's, they cannot lose another football game.
No, and it's just so frustrating that they now get the chance to beat a ranked team. Like, of course, this is working out for them.
Stumbled
just the
right
way
into
they
all
want to
they
be.
need.
They're going to stumble their way back into the college football playoff if they win out. Now, we only give them a 40% chance right now. I think you'll see a lot of media and the odds makers imply it's already above a coin flip. I do think 10-2 obviously puts you in a very, very good spot. But having that loss to Texas A&M, if Texas A&M becomes maybe the 4th best team, the 5th best team in the SEC, and we're dancing around the conversation of how many SEC teams are we going to have, Texas A&M is going to get in because they have the head-to-head over Notre Dame. So yes, 10-2 keeps you in the chat, keeps you in the conversation. I don't think it's 100% putting you in the college football playoff. So with that said, we have them moving to a 53% chance to make the playoff with the win here. But it is just so frustrating to watch them just dance their way back in.
Stumble right in. Although we said that last year after the Northern Illinois loss, like, do they deserve to get in the playoff?
Why
And what
you
did they
do
do?
that?
They played for national
I'm being a lot. Yeah.
Why you do that?
I mean, we did.
You never get taught when you point a finger, you got 4 pointing back at you?
I'm saying I was agreeing with
never
you.
learned that.
We said it last year and they got in.
And they got all the way
it to the national championship.
Yes.
I
know.
Yeah.
Can I ask Ken's a quick question?
Absolutely.
11-1 Miami, not getting to the ACC championship game versus a 10-2 Notre Dame team.
Notre Dame.
Even though Notre Dame won the head-to-head?
Notre Dame.
You guys
Even
are
though Miami
crazy.
won the
Miami's
Miami
resume
won the
is
head-to-head.
better.
You don't even know what you're talking
Miami
about.
would be in or both are in.
I think this seems a little bit, off topic, but it's not. I think what you see from the Big Ten and how they finish right now will have a lot to do with how many more at-large bids we're going to have. Because at one point, the beginning of the season, this was a conference we thought we'd have 4 teams from. And then you see the Penn State downfall, a few other downfalls, and now they're dancing between 2 and 3 teams. So if that's the case, great news for the ACC. The best thing the ACC can do is probably have 2 bids. And I think if Miami doesn't win out, if they don't go 13-0 with the ACC championship, that allows them to get 2 teams, because I do think Miami will be an at-large bid.
If that's the case, wouldn't those 2 teams be the 2 teams that play for the ACC championship?
Yes.
Like what
The
we saw
winner and
last
the
year.
loser.
Yes, it would be.
Right?
I don't
Virginia and
think, I don't
Georgia
think they feel so implied to take the runner-up of the ACC if we don't think they have a good strong.
So they would
Shouldn't
take a
there be
team that
value?
didn't even play in the championship.
Yeah, it should be value playing for a ACC for a conference
Thank you.
crown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the fun part about this is we still have a lot of football left to be played this season. Like
Right.
Ken said, there seems to be teams that are taking themselves out of the race. But let's go back to what's happening here today. The head coach of the #1 team in the country, Ryan Day, is joining the show live. Do not go anywhere. We got more in college football pregame.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City On. Superb finish. Picks up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into college football pregame presented by FanDuel. We are rocking here in Madison, Wisconsin, getting ready for the big-time game of the week between the #1 Ohio State Buckeyes and the home team, Wisconsin. Yeah, we got a lot of Buckeyes fans here. Let's talk about those Buckeyes. The head coach, Ryan Day, has the highest win percentage right now among active head coaches, and especially when it comes to unranked opponents, which is what he faces today, a 51-1 record against those unranked opponents. We got to ask him how he has so much success. So for that, we welcome in the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day. Ryan Day, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be on with you guys.
Of course, this week in particular, I've heard you talk a lot about how you fight complacency within that building. You win the national championship. You're on top again as the #1 team in the country. Outside of just saying, hey, guys, don't get complacent, how do you fight that within your own building?
Well, it sounds cliche, and I think that's probably the thing that our staff and our leaders and everybody continually try to message is that we cannot get bored with the cliches, which is like focus on the process, give great effort, bring great energy to practice every day, stay focused throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the game. Like all the things that we know are very, very important that it's easy to lose focus on because, as the season goes on, things can be distractions, or even in today's age, it's like, okay, what's the next thing or what's the flashy thing? You got to go back to the things that are your foundation of what really matters. And for us, it's really trying to, perfect our week and our preparation and focus on our preparation, not so much our opponent. We have to know our opponent, but it has to be who we are. And so that's what we talk about on a week-to-week basis, but ultimately it comes down to whether the players buy into it or not.
Coach, I want to piggyback off of Emily's question. Not only are you fighting complacency, but with the success that your team is having, with the success that individual players, Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, bona fide first-round picks, the stardom that they have, how do you get your players to fight the disease of me, selfishness, guys like Jeremiah wanting those numbers, wanting that Heisman Trophy? How do you defeat that, especially coming off already having won a national championship?
So important what you just talked about. I think that is ultimately what is going to shape the teams that are fighting for a championship at the end of the year and who aren't. Because human nature, tells you, yeah, it's about me. It's about my touches. It's about my success. And when you're part of a team, you have to sacrifice. You need each other. And you can't complete your goals if you don't have everybody together as one. And you're willing to sacrifice and you have unselfishness. So first off, we try to recruit players who, we feel like have that mindset coming in, but we also talk a lot about it. And I think, those players have seen already what it's like when you win, it's good for everybody. And the number one goal is winning. And going back to the idea of complacency, it's like what we did last week means absolutely nothing. And it's not going to be good enough. Like how we played last week will not be good enough because every week we have to upgrade. The players and the coaches that we're going against, they watch film, they get better, and they're coming. So we have to make sure that every week we're getting better, and we understand that we have to bring it every week as well, and that's part of being consistent.
Coach, you have a football team that's loaded with talent, but I do believe you have two foundational pieces, and that will be great for years to come in Julian Sand and Bo Jackson. What's been your thought process in the way that you've brought those two young guys along?
Well, I think it's important to build confidence as the season goes. And so we had some major pieces already on both sides of the ball that we felt like we could build around. And on offense, certainly Jeremiah, Carnell, our offensive line were guys that were already in place. And so with Julian and Bo and some of the running backs, those were guys that didn't have a lot of experience. And so we wanted to slowly build their confidence so they could get better and better as time went on, knowing that that we have a really good defense and we have really good pieces around them on offense. And I think each week they're getting that more and more. And I think now that we're at the halfway point of the season, they're ready to go play now and they're ready to take off. And the team's now counting on them to do that.
Coach, when you look at your defense, man, you've been around for quite some time, but I think this might be one of the best defenses you've had in terms of points allowed. When you look at Matt Patricia and the job he's done his entire staff, what has been the most surprising element for what he's done that have paved the way for outstanding numbers from your defense thus far?
Well, I think it's easy this time of year to start making, statements, and I agree with you. They're playing very well, but you can't identify how good a defense is until the whole story's told. We're only halfway through this, so the rest of the book is still to be written, and then some. So we know that, our guys know that, and it's sort of the same thing, like ignoring the noise of when things go bad. You got to ignore the noise when people are telling you you're the best defense in the country. So we have to prove it every week if that's what we want to be, which is what we want to be. But to answer your question, I think the first thing is when you have pieces like Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese and Caden Curry who have been around and have played ball, they were able to build confidence with the guys that were around them. David Siddick-Benosin played a lot of football. To bring guys like, Jalen McClain and bring guys like, Peyton Pierce and Lorenzo Styles, guys that maybe haven't played a lot of football. When you have guys next to you that have played and won national championships and are some of the better players in the country, they build confidence around them. And then you combine that with what our defensive staff is doing in terms of putting them in position to be successful. I think the chemistry's strong. So we're off to a great start, but we got to prove it every week.
Coach, I was asked this week if Ohio State had a weakness, and I said, I don't know. I don't see one. They look like one of the most complete teams in college football. But for your standard, where you want to go back to back, what do you need to improve on in the remainder of the season?
Consistency. I think that's what it is. And for our players to bring it every play, every week, and then continually get better with that. And understanding that the number one goal is to win the game. I think it's easy now, to look ahead and those types of things. Like, we have to beat Wisconsin today on the road, and that's going to take our best effort. And that has to be it. And then as we go from there, it's a coach's job to make sure we're putting our players in a position to be successful. What do our guys do the best? And I feel like the best teams that I've been around have an identity. And it's like, man, they do this and this and this really, really well. And then they have compliments off of that. And now that we're halfway through the season, I think as coaches and as the team, we've been able to identify the things that we and our individual players do well. And that has to be who we are. And we have to put them in a position to be successful. And then we have to have the compliments off of that to keep our opponents, off balance. And that's it. And then, we have to be able to, play situational football when it comes up, because we know in these games, that's going to be a very important part of who wins and who loses.
Coach, it's mid-October. We've had 7 coaches already fired this season, including one who 3 weeks ago was a top 5 team and was in overtime with a chance to continue an undefeated run. And now we find James Franklin fired. What does it say about the coaching profession, the standard that's been set at a lot of schools?
Well, I think, to say that, the amount of money that we make nowadays doesn't play into it would be naive. We all know that really, plays into it. We sign great contracts and there's a lot expected on us. And so we have to perform. But at the end of the day, what we have to make sure we focus on is our people. And it's the, coaches in the building and their families, but most importantly, it's the players. And winning just allows us an opportunity to continue to have an impact on people. That's why you get into coaching. And so we can't lose focus on that. And as hard as that is, the amount of pressure that can come on all of us, it's easy to lose that type of focus, but we can't. And easier said than done, but that's, to me, what it's all about. So that when it's all said and done, sure, the wins are important, the championships are important, but again, the impact you're having on people is what the focus needs to be. And again, I say it like, if you don't win, they're going to find a new coach and you're going to lose the opportunity to have an impact on people. But that's really what the focus needs to be. So let's go get another win so we can keep this thing rolling.
Coach, real quick, I've been to a few practices and I've seen the way that you guys compete at practice. It's crazy to me, the amount of talent that you have and how hard you guys go. What's your thought process when you watch these guys go out and compete in practice? Do you sleep? You have to sleep well at night knowing that these guys are well prepared on a week-to-week basis, right?
Man, you come out for a Tuesday or a Wednesday practice, there's paint chip flying all over the field. Guys are getting into, shoving matches. It's an edgy group. I go back to spring practice. It was 2 or 3 practices. I had to put them on the side. I never had to do this before. Put them on the sideline and run them because there were too many fights in practice. And they've matured and they've grown and they realize you can't do that. But you knew you had an edgy team, a competitive team, guys who love to play. And that, to me, is very important because you're only going to fall back to the level of your training. And so when you're going against the best safety in the country or the best wide receiver across the ball from you every day in practice, going into a game you can have great confidence. And that starts with the way we practice, and that goes back to the weekly process that we have to make sure that we're mastering.
I love it. Coach Ryan Day, thank you so much for joining us today, and best of luck.
Always, Coach. Always.
Love hearing from Coach Ryan Day. I have not been to practice, but I just imagine sitting around and watching some of the talent has got to be absolutely
That's why I had to ask that question. It's insane the amount of talent that's there, and how hard they go is incredible.
Hey, Mikey and Mackenzie got some bets for us. They'll give it to us next. Hey, guys.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash of City A.
Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike. And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on College Football Pregame, where every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. So download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. Mackenzie and Mikey Overalls have a parlay for us.
Oh, I like that, Emily.
That is
She is witty.
That
All
is
right.
neat.
We have bets coming at you all day.
All day.
All day. What we're going to do in the morning, we're going to give you a 4-leg parlay, one that we just want to see go through the hoop, correct?
Simple is easy, simple is best.
Simple money lines. We have some weird plays typically, but right now we're just going to see it through. Let's start with the 2 first legs, Mikey.
A&M money line. Marcel Reed should just do horrible things to this Arkansas team, and I want to be on the right side. Second leg, Alabama money line. Me and Damien are going to light this puppy up.
Correct.
When that one comes through the hoop, and I couldn't be more ecstatic.
Let's not overthink it. 2 money lines to start. We're going to finish with 2 money lines,
Finish
too.
us off.
Texas Tech.
Yes.
Money line against Arizona State. Now, we don't know what's going on in the Big 12. If you want to convince yourself you know what's going on in the Big 12, you're lying to yourself. But the one thing we do know is Texas Tech is really, really good at football and a lot better than everyone else. Let's not overthink it. We take the money line. Finally,
yes.
Duke money line versus Georgia Tech. We're fading the public. We're taking the trends. Why are they favored? What does Vegas know? We're in. That's all we know. We're in. 4 money lines plus 288 is the payout. Let's see it go through the hoop here, Em.
I like it. Remember, every week, FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. Boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Scan that QR code and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. Well, right now, we are getting ready for hour 2 of college football pregame. We have so many more games we want to talk about. We got to dig a little bit deeper into the matchup here, live in Madison, Wisconsin. Stick with us.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash of City A. Superb finish. Oh, that's it! Mix of it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise,
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
The fans here in Madison hoping for a big-time upset for their Badgers today, and we are here to show you this Ohio State team is good, but absolutely nothing is impossible. Since 1975, Ohio State has played in 48 games as the #1 team in the nation. They've lost 3 times in those games. Starting back in 1998, the Buckeyes hosting Michigan State and Plaxico Burress, showing why he would be a great NFL wide receiver. 4 catches, 125 yards. Not only that, Michigan State actually trailed 24-9 in the third quarter of that game and came back to win it. 28-24 and knock off Ohio State.
Who is that?
Who's that?
Who is that right there? Woo!
Love it. How about 2007? Our own Beanie Wells was a participant in this game, although we probably prefer we don't point that out based on the theme of the segment. Illinois quarterback Juice Williams had the game of his life. He grew up in Chicago, chose to stay in state to play for the Illini, threw 4 touchdown passes against the #1 team in the nation, beat the Buckeyes 28-21. That Illini team would later play in the Rose Bowl, but lose to USC. I know the fans here, they know what happened back in 2010. #1 Ohio State at #18 Wisconsin. You remember that one, Monte?
I do. A big-time game. Of course, we were the underdog with Ohio State Goliath coming into Camp Randall Stadium, but we most definitely shocked the world that day.
A guy by the name of J.J. Watt also went absolutely wild. He had 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Wisconsin beat Ohio State 31-18. They're going to have to pull off some extra magic today. Monte Ball back here at the desk with us. Monte, I want to talk about, first off, just what has gone wrong for Wisconsin, because you get 22 straight winning seasons, right? You add in a team or a coach who took Cincinnati to the college football playoff. How does this not go right?
It's been tough, right? Been tough, especially for us former players, right? Knowing what we're capable of doing here at Wisconsin, understanding the history, the culture, but of course, right, when it comes to finding our identity, that's something that we need to focus on. That's something that we haven't done. We need to get back to that. We have so many miscues, we have errors, we're not doing the right things, of course, on the field, and of course with this new landscape of recruiting, we're struggling big time, right? We're struggling with getting the right guys here because we're not playing good football.
What is that identity? Just in your eyes. I'm sure everyone here has an opinion of what Wisconsin looks like on the outside, but from the inside, what is that?
That identity is controlling the line of scrimmage, right? We are known for running the football, right? Because come third quarter, come fourth quarter, these teams do not want to tackle us. And by running the football well, you most definitely control the clock. You control the tempo. You are calling the shots. And we need to get back to doing that. And also just taking the will from other teams. I think there's a difference right now in this team when we look at them, right? You're not going to be great all the time, but there's a difference in losing a game and quitting. a game. And that's what's frustrating right now with this Badgers football team. But that's not what's going to happen today.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, though, because when you talk about Wisconsin identity, toughness and physicality, that's what I think of when I think of Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin of old. Talk about that, right? Because I think to have a competitive advantage in this game, to play to your strengths, you've got to be physical with Ohio State. A lot of teams that play against the Bucks, they're afraid. They know that they're playing against a better team with better athletes. But for Wisconsin, talk about how the physicality aspect of what Wisconsin has always been, how can that benefit them today against a team that, quite frankly, might be just more talented than they are?
Absolutely, and so it's going to be a challenge. It's most definitely an uphill battle with this Ohio State Buckeyes defense, only allowing 6.8 yards, or excuse me, points per game, right? Points per game, and so with this Wisconsin offense, again, it's going to be tough. And even leading up to this game back in 2010, we made sure we ran harder in practice. We made sure we lifted harder. We lifted longer, right? Because we knew it was going to be a physical game. And so with these Badgers, I'm looking forward to seeing them again dominate the line of scrimmage, punching Ohio State in the mouth. And if you are a player right now in this program, this is what you want. This is your opportunity to change the narrative. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
The biggest issue for me when you look at Wisconsin of 2025, the uncertainty at the quarterback position. Now, because of injuries, it's almost been musical chairs at that position trying to figure out the best fit. But one thing I know about football in totality, I don't care what level it is, if you don't have a quarterback, the field is 150 yards. It's no longer 100 yards. It feels like you got to drive an extra 50 to score because it's difficult. It's a hard-pressed thing, and that's what we're seeing right now with Wisconsin. Monte, you talked about 2010 when you beat Ohio State. Who was the quarterback?
Terrell Pryor.
No, for Wisconsin.
Oh, for Wisconsin. Oh, that would have had to have been Scotty Tolzien.
Exactly. More than a serviceable guy at the quarterback position that made timely plays that led to that upset. Right now, that's an issue for Wisconsin. It's been an issue for them the entire season. So in today's matchup, you got to get more than serviceable play at the quarterback position, and you got to get smart football. You cannot create turnovers against this team that's more talented than you and expect to have an upset happen in your favor.
Absolutely, and again, yes, we talk about Luke Fickell being on the hot seat, of course, and it's not a great thing to have your quarterbacks being banged up, right?
Yes.
And coming into this game right here, playing the best team in the country, but as fans, we just want to see a competitive ball.
You want to fight. You want to see.
That's what we want to see. We want to see these guys step into the ring, throw punches, and stand in there in the fire. And that's what we're looking forward to seeing today.
So I think one of the things how we got here, it's been like the perfect storm. Because I think most people gave Luke Fickell an A grade for hire, right? It looked like a perfect fit. He was a tough physical coach who came in here. So then all of a sudden, you do away with divisions. I think that hurt Wisconsin because typically they could always be in a division where they were at least 1 or 2 up there, and then they would get to a Big Ten championship. Some years they'd be competitive, some not, and you get a little bit exposed. The other thing is the quarterback issue hasn't been just this year. This is the 3rd year in a row they've got a transfer quarterback come in they thought was going to be good, hurt, lost for the season. And the last thing is, and this is just the reality of college football, is the NIL is not a strength here. And I do think that is an issue at a lot of programs. I mean, think about the disparity just between Ohio State and Wisconsin. I mean, Ohio State probably has 3 times the amount of money they're spending on a roster and collective. So I think that is something that it's unfortunate reality of where you are today. Lastly, for the 2nd year in a row, they've had the toughest schedule in college football. So, like, I feel awful for Luke Fickell, and I do agree, like, it has to be more competitive because they should be able to beat teams like Iowa and Purdue's and Northwesterns, and those have been the more shocking outcomes.
And see, that's an issue also for fans. When you look at Wisconsin before this new realignment in terms of the Big Ten additions, they were always in that 4th or 5th tier in terms of teams. Now when you look at the additions of Washington has surpassed them. Indiana has surpassed them. This year, Maryland has surpassed them. Minnesota has surpassed them. Nebraska. So now they've fallen in the pecking order compared to where they used to be. And some of those teams, they don't have a NIL collective like Ohio State or like a Michigan. Some of those teams are kind of in that same territory in terms of NIL collectors, but on the field, the production is different because of the coaching, the mentality, and the identity.
Absolutely, and I think that we got to make note of this for sure, because the former athletic director being Barry Alvarez, right? Of course, he's at every game. He's watching every single game. Last week, Wisconsin losing 37-0 against Iowa. He was interviewed. And Barry Alvarez's exact words were, "This does not seem like the right Wisconsin team. We have lost our identity and our way of fighting. Fighting." And so that's what I keep bringing back here. Is we got to fight. Even if we lose, I want to see that competitive edge.
Well, when you talk about how you pull off an upset today, you got to get some good vibes, right? So we're going to welcome in our vibes guy. We got Anders Holm. You might know him as an actor, as a comedian from Workaholics, but Anders, I think you're more well known as a former Wisconsin swimmer. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. What's up? Good morning, guys. I thought we were here to talk about swimming. I guess we can talk football, though, if that's what people are into.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of both. How are you feeling today about your Wisconsin Badgers as they get ready to take on the #1 team in the nation?
Look, I got a blurred background here. I'm coming from an undisclosed location to say something that I don't know if it's been said yet. It's going to be a tough game.
I haven't heard that yet.
Anders, Monte Ball here. First off, awesome, man. Love you to death for sure. I hope all is well. But, of course, what we're looking at here is an uphill battle for our Badgers team. What do you believe that we need to do in order to come out with a victory?
Man, I think if we score more touchdowns, honestly, we'd win the game. You know what I mean? Like passing and running and stuff. Yeah. Hey, I think it just needs to go back to the Badger mentality, man. We're from Madison, Wisconsin, right? Columbus can take a walk. The truth is, if Ohio State wins, they got to go back to Columbus. Columbus isn't a bad town, but it's not Madison. So, guys, let's remember where we're from. Let's represent one time and get it done today.
Anders, let me ask you this, because when we talk about this game, we keep talking about Wisconsin getting back to their old ways. I have a little bit of a different approach, so I'm going to ask you for your opinion. Would you rather see Wisconsin play an older style of football where they line up in the I formation and just try to pound it against this Ohio State defense, or would you rather see a different approach? Would you rather see the offensive coordinator tell his guys, hey, listen, I'm going to empty out the clip today. Every play on the call sheet is getting called. We're going to play loose. We're going to play free because we have absolutely nothing to lose. Which side of the spectrum would you like to see Wisconsin on today?
Let's go number 2. I want to see trick plays. I want to see fake kicks. I want to see everything. You know what I mean? Flea flickers. Who doesn't like saying flea flicker? Okay. They got nothing to lose. So you might as well just get out there and have a good time. This could be the game that they remember more than any other game. You know what I mean? This will be the one that they talk about because, again, what do they have to lose? Not much.
The only problem with flea flicker is it doesn't work. You might hear the coaching staff yelling another word that starts with F, which we don't have to get to. Anders, this is my 3rd time to Madison. It's awesome. And, of course, when we come here, everybody's like, you got to try the Spotted Cow beer, and you got to have some cheese curds. Now, what I have a question for you is you're an elite-level athlete yourself. My body, after I have those local flavors, does not respond well. Over time, like if you live here, does that do you get acclimated to that? Do you just become hardened to it? Or is it something you really have to be careful watching what you eat here?
No, never be careful watching what you eat in Madison. You can't do that. I think you will notice that over time your stomach will expand, but it's like a hard, tight gut. It's not that loose. It's firm. You know what I mean? Like a nice beer belly type situation. But dude, you can't pass it up. You can't pass it up. Get a cheese curd. Get a Spotted Cow. Get a brat for sure.
Just make sure you're in the sauna at 6 a.m. like Danny Cannell was.
Sweat it out.
Sweating out some cheese curds.
Yeah. Hey, Anders, being a Badger great, if you had to put your Mount Rushmore of Badger legacy, who would be on that Mount Rushmore? It could be any sport.
Sure.
Anders, I'm sitting right here.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, this is the thing.
Put Monte up there.
Monte, number 1, obviously. I think my freshman year, Ron Dane was a senior. Ron Dane's a legend. Man, Kaminsky, for basketball.
J.J. Watt up there?
Frank the Tank Kaminsky.
J.J. Watt, the whole Watts, the whole electric family. And I'll throw my buddy Ben Herbert out there. Ben Herbert, strength coach, football legend as well, who's now working over at the Chargers.
Yeah.
I like it. Anders, real quick, we got to get a score prediction from you today.
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah. Let's see, probably like 24-69. Something like that.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
I like the score.
You have it.
One more thing, because we're about to do a pretty fun segment here. We're going to compare college football teams to types of cheeses. So if you had to pick a cheese that is just really embodies Wisconsin, what cheese are you going with?
Sharp cheddar, all day.
All day. There we go.
All day.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Anders Holm, appreciate you being here with us. You can stream every episode of Workaholics on Paramount Plus. Yeah, guys, we are in America's Dairyland, so we're going to have a fun little game where we're comparing cheeses. Don't worry, we're not going to eat it.
Amazing.
Big time on CBS between Ohio State and Wisconsin. Stick with us here on CBS Sports HQ. We got more college football pregame coming up.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash of City on. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
We are rocking here live in Madison, Wisconsin, ahead of the big-time game on CBS between Ohio State and the Wisconsin Badgers. But we got to get you an injury report because we are getting close to noon kicks in the sport. Let's get you caught up. Clemson could be without quarterback Cade Klubnik this afternoon against SMU. Our Matt Zenitz reports that Christopher Vizina will likely get the start today. Klubnik is nursing a sprained ankle from last week's win over Boston College. And a big one in the Big 12 this afternoon between Arizona State and 7th-ranked Texas Tech. First, the good news for the Sun Devils. They will get back quarterback Sam Leavitt. He is officially listed as probable. Leavitt sat out last week's loss to Utah with a lower body injury. The news, however, is not so promising for the Red Raiders. They are listing quarterback Baron Morton as questionable to play in this one. Our Matt Zenitz reported Friday that backup Will Hammond is likely to get the start. And some more bad news for Tech. They lost their star defensive lineman, Skylar Gill-Howard, for the season with a leg injury. Kickoff between the Red Raiders and Sun Devils is set for 4 p.m. Eastern in Tempe. These are some notable injuries across the slate of college football. The big one coming down this morning, Whit Weeks will be out for LSU against Vanderbilt. And let's start with that game because, guys, we are getting dangerously close to kicking off week 8 of Saturday college football. Any worry, Danny, about how the Doors handle being a favorite in a game? We're used to seeing the dog Doors.
You know, it's interesting. That number was at 2.5. Vanderbilt was a 2.5 favorite. Now down to 1.5, even with Whit Weeks now out for that game. The thing I worry about, and this is still even without Whit Weeks, is LSU's defense can travel. And I think that if they can take away the run game and Diego Pavia's legs and make him throw the football, he's a great college quarterback. And sometimes he can put the team on his back. But we did see him turn it over twice against Alabama in the red zone. So I think this is a game where LSU's defense can add to the win here. I don't think LSU's offense is fixed by any means, but I do think LSU's defense can get it done.
So Vanderbilt is favored in this game. And I don't know about you guys, despite being a one-loss team, BMAC, why does it feel like LSU has a losing record? It's like a toxic energy around that team.
She put you on the spot for that, too.
Well said, but there's reality to what Emily just laid out because they have a very, very successful season, but when you just watch them play, it's a hard watch. Everything they do offensively is hard. Number one, Garrett Nussmeier is not living up to the billing in terms of what we thought he would be, who we thought he would be as a quarterback. That's number one. Number two, they can't run the football. They're dead last in the SEC in rush yards. Now, granted, they had a successful day last week, but can they continue to live up to that billing? We don't know because we haven't seen that. So you feel like LSU is down in the dumps, but when you look at their record, I mean, they're right there in the thick of things in terms of the SEC crown and, of course, most importantly, playoff implications. But it's just been a hard watch when you watch them offensively.
You agree with that? Hard to watch?
Absolutely.
Just visibly, what makes it so challenging to watch this game?
I think it's the expectation. Again, not just with the team, not just with Garrett Nussmeier. Brian Kelly, when is the time going to be yours? Again, I've made this point ad nauseum. I'm going to make it again. When you look at the last couple head coaches at LSU that have won national championships, they've done it by year 3. Even by Brian Kelly's standards, his best years statistically have been by year 3. He has not delivered the goods yet, and that's trickling throughout the team. Garrett Nussmeier isn't delivering. The run game is obviously abysmal. And then this LSU defense, which is something they were supposed to hang their hats on, again, it's just not delivering. But I think it starts with the head coach and Brian Kelly. He hasn't done a good enough job getting the most out of his players when it matters the most.
While we're talking about point spreads, Duke is a favorite at home.
Now this is interesting.
Number 12, Georgia Tech. Damian, I'm going to have you put your Vegas cap on here.
Okay.
Why do you think the Blue Devils are favored in this game?
Because they're so good on offense. I mean, they move the ball really well offensively. They can do it through the air. They can do it on the ground. They've scored a lot of points.
Unlike LSU.
Unlike LSU. They're averaging close to 40 points a game this year. So that's reason to make them the favorite. Now, the reason why I disagree with this spread is because when you look at Duke defensively, they are 50th in the country in rush defense. What does Georgia Tech like to do? Do they like to throw the ball? Of course not. Haynes King, their quarterback, has gone for over 100 yards in half of their games this season. Not only is he a great runner, this Georgia Tech team that's coached by Brent Key, they know how to make fast offenses, high-powered teams. They know how to slow them down, make the game muddy, make it ugly, and turn it into their style of football, a brand that they want to play. And as we've seen, they usually come out on top of that. Listen, Georgia Tech, I'm going to say this, is number 1 in the ACC for a reason. That reason is Haynes King. He always delivers. Even if you got to pick him up, if you got to stretch him to the sideline for a water break, if you got to spray him like a dog to cool him off, he gets up. And when the moment is the biggest, he makes the most of the opportunity. And that is why Georgia Tech is so good.
Everything you said with Georgia Tech, yeah, you're right. But with this line, Vegas is begging you to take Georgia Tech. And we talked about this yesterday. When Vegas begs you to do something, you run and do the opposite. You run and do the opposite.
Not I.
Tricky line, and it smells so fishy. And I'm doing the opposite from what Vegas wants me to do. I'm taking Duke. covering this spread. We've seen so far in college football, and Friday night is the weekend of upsets. And I think there's something fishy going on with everything you said with Georgia Tech being undefeated, the defense, and Haynes King, who's the Rocky Balboa of college football.
Come on
because
now.
every week he's bloody, he's being beat up, but he finds a way to deliver. It's something about this line, Danny, that I'm running up.
It's all right. Hold on.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Damian makes a good point. And I think this is one of them, because I'm with him on this. I think Georgia Tech's a really good football team. Now, why is Duke favored?
Why? Tell us.
It is not because of the home field advantage. No. There is nobody at that stadium.
Nope.
I think it's they're a good football team.
Something going on.
Darian Mensah's a really good player. And
Yes.
lost to Illinois was a little bit misleading because there were 5 turnovers, 4 more in the red zone against Illinois.
Yes.
They lost to Tulane, who's a really good group of 5 teams. On the road. Since then, they've got things going. What I think Georgia Tech can do is get after Darian Mensah on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely.
And he does not handle pressure well, and that's the area that I think Georgia Tech can exploit. But I agree with Damian. Haynes King is the type of player that wills you to a win. And Georgia Tech and Brent Key, they have a very clear identity of what they want to do. They want to run the ball. I can just hear him after that press conference, after the game, sitting there saying, we wanted to turn this into a physical game. So I do think Georgia Tech gets it done, but I'm not that surprised. Duke's a good football team.
Darian Mensah starting to look very worth that investment. After starting ACC play through 3 games, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Elsewhere in the noon kickoffs, we've got 2 fringe top 25 teams between Washington and Michigan. Danny, who's the better team in this match?
So this is the Separation Saturday game. We're about to find out. I think this is one of them. Damon Williams last week had 500 yards of total offense. He put on a spectacular performance. And last week, Michigan struggled, right, on the road against USC. So I think you're about to find out who's who in this one. And Bryce Underwood struggled a little bit last year. I think what Michigan wants to do is get back to establishing the run game, taking some of that workload off his shoulders. But their defense better make sure they have Damon Williams contained in that pocket, because he is more than capable of taking over this game. I think this is one where there's upset alert. I think Washington, I'll lean toward Jed Fish's squad as the better football team.
I absolutely, unequivocally agree with Danny Cannell, because when I watched this Michigan team,
smart today.
when I watched this Michigan team play USC last week, they looked too big, too slow, too clunky, almost like their brand of football that they want to play hindered them. They didn't look like they could keep up with Mekhi Lemon. They couldn't get to Jaden Maiava and stop that USC offense. Well, they're going to be dealing with the same exact problem against Washington and Damon Williams. So what do they have to do? They have to use their physicality, what they do as a strength, make that an advantage. So if that means you got to get up on these receivers and get hands on them early, get them off of their routes, throw them off their timing, do that. Interrupt the passing game, throw off the quarterback's timing. In the run game, on offense, use Bryce Underwood. Make him that +1 in the running game that Brian McFadden talks about. It's so hard to defend. Let the pass game come naturally to him. If they do that, they're going to have a chance. But again, what we saw from this Michigan team last week, this mode of football that they're playing, it looks slow and it looks sluggish against USC. They're going to have to fix this week against Washington.
Well, we are in Wisconsin, America's Dairyland, as we like to call it. And we've already talked about the fact that we have eaten way too many cheese curds, but we still have one more day left to eat it. But speaking of cheese, we're going to play a little game comparing types of cheese to football teams.
Yeah.
Okay? Stick with me here. Let's start with Swiss cheese.
Oh.
Danny?
This is easy.
Easy?
Oh, yeah, it's North Carolina. Their defense is absolutely Swiss cheese, even though we thought Bill Belichick was going to be a coach that would come down and really get the most out of his guys. And I know it was a closer game last night, but North Carolina, to me, is Swiss cheese.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Are we comparing the cheese to a team that we actually like? Because I like
It could
Swiss.
be either. Yeah, it could be either.
But
I think it's
hold on. You like Swiss? Hold on. Can I clarify?
Yes.
You like Swiss cheese, but it's got holes in it. So what's a team that you like?
I don't like them. I mean, I agree with Danny answer. I just wanted to get clarification about what I need to do when I get my.
However you
Okay, so
view
you're going
cheese.
North Carolina as well?
No,
okay.
well,
you said you liked it, so
I'm just saying. I just said that. Just say it.
who is
Okay, we
Swiss
got some more
cheese?
cheese to get to. How about queso? I'll give you the definition here. Hot and spicy. Monte?
Ole Miss, baby. Ole Miss. Ole Miss. I like it. I like it. The spiciness, baby.
Really?
The spiciness.
That
I gotta
head
go.
goes-
I might have gone Texas Tech. I'm
Yeah.
Texas Tech. Red hot.
All right, how about feta of cheese. I'm going to say this: it crumbles.
South Carolina.
Ooh.
South Carolina, because they listen. They came into the season with a lot of expectation, maybe more than they deserve. Because we talked about they could potentially have the best player offensively and defensively in the SEC, and Lenore Sellers and Dylan Stewart, and they have just crumbled and crumbled and crumbled. Now they're sitting at 3-3. They got no hopes of getting in the college football playoff.
All right, let's go back to a more positive cheese.
Gouda.
I'm calling Gouda like the class of the cheese group. B-Mac, you've been thinking really hard. I want to know who's just like the best cheese.
All right,
You
Gouda,
might not agree, but this is my
Gouda,
game.
For me, it's not the class, but Gouda is that cheese that's very, very good, but it's not oftentimes picked out of the picking order with all cheeses.
Okay.
I'm going to go Indiana.
I like that.
Because
if you where you took it, I do like that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I did that.
Where you took that, I like that.
Yeah, I'm
where
proud
you
of
took that,
myself.
I like that.
All right, how about Brie? Soft. Which team is soft?
Soft.
Wisconsin.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I love it. Hold on. I'm going to take the microphone away from this guy.
I love my team. I love my team. I love Wisconsin
love his
Badgers.
honesty.
I will always love Wisconsin Badgers, but that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
We got to be more physical.
No lies.
Got to get back.
We have not.
You want to
been
see
doing that.
competition?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see that.
I appreciate that. We've got this is kind of
Now see, this was easy to me. It was North Carolina. They stink. They're blue. Come on. What y'all think? North Carolina is blue cheese?
I got blue
cheese. And it's old. It's old. It's wrinkly. It's a little moldy.
Okay, let's hear on a positive note. We've got goat cheese, and if you might not like goat cheese, that's fine. We're just it's a play on greatest of all time.
It's healthy. It's good for you.
Right now, on top of the college football world,
it's good for you. Goat cheese is very good.
Well, while we were talking about greatest of all time, we got some of the greatest broadcasters of all time. Jenny Dell, Gary Danielson will be joining us on the other side. We're going to talk about this matchup between blue cheese and goat cheese. Hi, guys. Sit on down.
What's going on? What's going on? What's up, Jenny?
You can't count on accurate expiration dates
That is a rookie mistake.
or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City A. Superb finish. Pull inside. Picks up it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
And the ball is in the net.
Is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier level dreams.
Yes.
where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story. And every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
Paris Saint-Germain have won the Champions League. It's a really special moment.
Step inside the frame and feel every match, every goal,
Truly remarkable.
every moment of the world's best soccer.
Shakespearean drama, that's all you can say.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Who are you? I'm Dexter.
Everyone's raving about the killer new hit, Dexter Resurrection.
There's more where that came from. Glad to be back.
Dexter Resurrection. New series now streaming on the Paramount Plus premium plan.
Let's go save the universe.
Now that's more like it.
Are you ready to laugh
Nailed it.
till you turn blue?
Oh, no.
That got weird.
Smurfs. Rated PG. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into college football pregame. We are presented by FanDuel, live from Madison, Wisconsin. The fans are starting to show up, but looks like the fans for the wrong team. Ohio State is here in town facing Wisconsin. It is big time on CBS. You can watch that game at 3:30. You can hear three wonderful people on the call, but two wonderful people here at the desk with us. Jenny Dell and Gary Danielson are here to help us break down this matchup. And Gary, I'm curious from your perspective. You have experienced a similar game like this one, right? You got Penn State going to UCLA. No, just a big. We think there's going to be a big point spread. No, come on, Gary. No, just a game you walk in, you go, we might have a beatdown. How do you prepare for those games?
Yeah, Brad and I go so far back. We were here in 93, 94 when Barry Elvis was really building this Wisconsin program, and the Wisconsin fans have just kept coming on. And the pride of this, the whole team, the whole community, you can feel it. And when they have one of these down years like this, we come in finally. I've been away for 20-some years. Coming back, I think they'll show up, and I think it'll be a typical Badger game.
I think what we learned, though, over the last few weeks is you just never know what to expect. Mm-hmm. Coming off the Penn State-UCLA matchup, I think we all walked into that thinking it was going to be a rough one as a broadcast team to cover a blowout, and then we all saw what happened there. Even last week, Oregon, Indiana coming out on top when they were underdogs as well. So you never know.
I know you guys are always prepared, but that definitely wakes you up a little bit, gets the senses going when you see a massive upset like that. While we're on the subject, James Franklin was speaking today on College Game Day, and he said that he thought he was going to win a national championship there, and the goal has not changed. He plans to win a national championship somewhere else. You've had a lot of conversations with James Franklin, Gary. What do you think is in his future?
Well, he sure is a guy that can build programs, number one. He did it at Vanderbilt, and I think when he took over at Penn State, he did exactly what he was hired to do, is bring them up to the level where they can compete for a national championship. And, it was such a buildup for Penn State. You guys know this. A couple years ago, Michigan suffered that loss to TCU, and they all reloaded, made a run for it. They win the championship. Ohio State didn't kind of win that game against Georgia. They come back. They all come back, guys that could have played in the NFL. And now Penn State wanted to do the same thing. And that's what's created that disappointment. And finally, I think the three in a row like that, it was just time to make a move. But James will land on his feet. I don't think the money is an issue. I think he wants to go to a place where he thinks he can build a national champion.
Well, with all things considered and everything that you just said, one of the things that stuck out to me is James Franklin is a program builder. He can build a program from the ground up and take them to places that they haven't been. So where Penn State is right now, where James Franklin brought them to, Jenny, I ask you, how important are the decisions of Pat Kraft and the leadership of Penn State's organization? How are they going to be remembered by the decisions, the hires that they make next?
I think it's going to be difficult to see what does come next because there are such high expectations at that university. And talking with James Franklin and the entire staff as well, they knew what they were up against. We all came into this season believing that they were going to be one of the top teams in the country. You looked at the rankings the first few weeks, and they were up there. I talked to Drew Aller after his surgery, after James Franklin was let go and fired, and they're heartbroken. That team loved that man as a coach. So whoever does come in next is going to have a tall task ahead of them.
And see, that's the thing about college football. When you look at coaches like James Franklin winning 9 and 10 wins and the fan base becoming a bit annoyed with that because they're not in that championship conversation, you got to be mindful who you bring in.
Yeah.
I look at Tennessee. Remember when they fired Philip Fulmer? They're just not getting back into good graces in terms of being relevant. Remember when Michigan fired Lloyd Carr, how long that took for them to kind of get back into that championship conversation. So this is the same scenario for Penn State. I understand you got tired of James Franklin 9 and 10 wins, but now never being able to get to that championship. But who you bring in next? They have to uphold a sense of consistency in terms of what James Franklin was able to do throughout his tenure there in Penn State.
I want to take us back to the game today, and I feel nervous asking this question with just the queen of asking questions and one of the most legendary broadcasters of all time. I'm going to do a yes or no. Are we about to watch the #1 team in the nation, not just in the AP poll, but the national champions today?
I don't know if it matters right now, but I think clearly that Ohio State is one of the 4, 5, 6 teams that everybody would say can win a national championship. That's the first step. You know, one of the things about this guy right here playing at Alabama, and we covered them for a lot of years, everybody has a lot of talent at the top. But one of the hidden parts of that Alabama team when this guy played is they were clutch. They made clutch plays in big games to win LSU games, to beat Georgia. And that's what Ohio State did last year. They made the clutch wins at the end of the year in the playoffs. There's a lot of teams that can win it, but it will come into that fourth quarter. There'll be one drive. There'll be one stop that somebody gets. They're capable of, no doubt about it, but it's still going to be on the field, fourth quarter, 4 minutes to go. Someone will make the play.
I don't want to say they have an easy path the rest of the way, but you look at the schedule and things are certainly in their favor when it comes down. Obviously, it's always a competition when you talk about that Michigan game. That's definitely circled on everyone's calendars. But Ohio State's schedule, it's pretty favorable when it comes down to it.
Yeah, but let me ask you two guys. You both are experts at this. How would you find, you know, what a team's success level is? I mean, what is pressure? You experienced it, you know, what is pressure? And to me, it's expectations.
Yeah.
And you saw Penn State wilt under those expectations. You know, there's a lot of teams that are expected to win, but handling that pressure is the toughest part of it.
I think for me, when you look at championship teams, they beat the teams they're supposed to beat. On any level. You know what I mean? When you look at a team like Ohio State going back to a year ago, when they found their stride, they were undeniable because we always knew they had talent.
Right.
But sometimes the most talented team, they don't always show up. Prime example with Penn State. So when you talk about pressure and being able to deliver the goods, do you beat the teams you're supposed to beat? That's how I look at it.
Oh, well, I got to go back to exactly what Gary said in the question, and that is the answer. Managing expectations.
Yep.
What was so important for us as a team at Alabama when we were so good and the expectations were so high, we had to manage them. Not only did we had to meet expectations, we had to exceed them, because if we didn't, then we were falling short of our own expectations that we put on ourselves. And then when you talk about Penn State, they're a clear example of what expectations can do for you negatively. So I think the telltale sign of a team is not only how they manage expectations, but how they exceed it, because fan bases, us as college football analysts, we shouldn't have higher expectations for you than you do as a player or as a team. That is the sign of a great football team to me.
This conversation just got really intense. I'm going to soften it up. Jenny, I know you're excited about Jump Around.
I'm so excited.
I'm about to experience it for the first time. What can I expect?
This is going to be my first time doing Jump Around ever.
Really?
So,
Oh, I thought you've done it before.
I've never done it before.
Okay.
Wow.
So how are you feeling ahead of your
The
first
best
time?
part about college football to me, everyone's like, what do you think? Do you want to work in the NFL? You want to do college football? And the answer will always be college football because of moments like Jump Around. It's the traditions, the pageantry that makes it so special. I was talking to Coach Day about if he was going to be okay if the team was up, if they could do Jump Around. Obviously, if Wisconsin's up, it's going to be wild in that stadium. But I'm participating. I know some people might look down on that. I'm
Win, lose, or draw.
So for the first time, I think that tradition of Jump Around is going to play a part in this game. For Wisconsin to win, they need to win over their fan base to help them win this game. Right now, the fan base is down, so they have to show them that they're in the game. Be tough, be physical, play Wisconsin football. If the jumping around is meaningful, we're going to have a really good football game.
I can't wait.
I do want to ask Jenny a question because we usually, well, never mind. We're rapping. Go ahead and wrap us up. Yeah, go ahead. We're rapping. Go ahead and wrap us up.
Story of Jenny's life.
Yeah, right. Rap. Sorry, Jenny. I tried.
Gary, Jenny, thank you guys so much for being here. We are so excited to hear you on the call today. The #1 team in the country, Ohio State, at Wisconsin. You can watch at 3:30 on CBS. It's big time here in Madison. And speaking of big time, we are ready for the parlay. Our friends, Mackenzie and Mikey Overalls. Bring it to us. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish. Mix up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely that's going to Tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun.
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise,
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
There are some things in life that you can't quite explain.
An extraordinary story.
Maybe it sounds flawless, looks effortless, or makes you feel like a part of history.
The first ever goal for BFC.
And when all of those phenomenons come together, it's perfect. Pitch perfect.
Time for our parlay pick, and every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. It is time for our team parlay pick, and we got a lot of legs in this one, so I'm graciously bowing out of this pick. You're welcome, America. Damien, you're starting us off. What do you got?
I'm starting us off, and I'm starting us off right. Give me Alabama and a 7-0 hook, as B-Mac likes likes to say, listen, I know this Tennessee offense is good. They're averaging close to 50 points a game. But this Alabama defense, they're very good, especially at home. Not to mention, Tennessee is last in the SEC in pass yardage allowed. Oh, my goodness. Do I smell a Heisman moment for Ty Simpson? Woo! Yes, I do, and it does smell better than cigars. Give me Alabama at 7 and a hook.
Monte, what do you got?
I like it. I'm going to have to go with Georgia. Georgia 7.5 covering, baby. I got them. Holding field advantage. Georgia's been playing some good football, of course, across the years. Standard of football down there in the SEC land of the players down there, and I got to go with that. I'm sticking with that 7.5 Georgia.
Monte, I rock with you heavy, the long way. Yeah. But it's my job to make sure I try to put money in their pocket. So I'm going with Ohio State covering at 25. I know, look, you talk about a defense. I'm sorry, but I got to be honest. It's about the pocket right now. It ain't about the heart or the feelings. We're trying to get rich, right? When you look at their defense, only allowing 6.8 points per ball game. That's impressive. I think that defense, I know they will travel. So give me Ohio State covering the spread.
I'm going to go to Columbia, South Carolina, where the Gamecocks are hosting the Sooners after that loss at Texas. I'm not going to tackle a side because I don't trust either one of these teams, but you know what I do trust? Some disgusting offensive football. Oklahoma's defense can travel. Lenora Sellers has been disappointing. I think he's going to struggle against that defense. And John Mateer bouncing back. He's been a little bit icy. I think they're going to try to take it out of his hand with that thumb injury and try to run the football. Lower scoring affair. I'll take under 43.5.
All right, we don't have enough legs on this parlay. Let's go to the professionals. Mackenzie, Mikey, what do you got?
BMAC, I literally can't believe you had 8,000 games to pick from today and you go with Ohio State. That's just criminal.
Low-hanging fruit.
I'm going to take us a simple money line, but it's a plus money line. LSU going to Vandy. I like LSU as the underdogs here. I don't think they should win. Nobody wants them to win, but that's exactly why they're going to do it. It's as simple as that.
Who has it better than us? Parlays in Madison. Give me Mississippi State plus the 9.5. This is an underrated Mississippi State team, and make no mistake, if your running back's name is Fluff Bothwell, I'm just all the way in. Round it out.
That's what it's going to be. 6 legs for you. Parlay party, Emily.
Parlay party. This one's going to hit, guys. I'm feeling good, especially since I am not involved because I'm usually the losing leg of our parlay. And look at those odds. Once again, do not forget that every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means that you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. There is only one thing left to do before a full Saturday of action kicks.
Let's pick on.
Kicks. Don't go anywhere. More college football pregame live from Madison after this.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish. Pull inside. Mix up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter.
Dexter.
What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Come on.
Back here on College Football Pregame, live from Madison, Wisconsin. One thing left to do, it's pick these college football games. Let's start with the Holy War. First time this is ranked since 2009. Who's winning the game?
Give me the underdog. I like Utah to walk into BYU, pull off an upset. I think they're the better team. I think Utah gets it done.
They might be
Utah's the favorite.
They are the favorite. Excuse me.
Just want to point that out.
The lower-ranked team, I should have said. Excuse me, lower-ranked team.
Monte?
Yeah, lower-ranked team. That's what I selected, Utah all the way. I'm riding with Utah for sure.
Utes. Give me Utah as well.
Yes,
Watch
sir.
out for Bear Bachmeier, true freshman quarterback for BYU. BYU gets it done at home.
Thank you so much for fixing that graphic for us, Danny. USC, Notre Dame, who wins?
Notre Dame, listen, they've been waiting for this. They've just been waiting for their opportunity to find a way to sneak back into the college football playoffs. Marcus Freeman is one of the best in the country at motivating his guys for what's in front of them. This is what they want, the opportunities in front of them to control their driver's seat. Give me Notre Dame.
Notre Dame all the way. I'm not trying to copy your picks, but
It's all right. It's all right. I'm a smart guy.
He's a smart guy. He's been doing well today. Notre Dame all the way, forcing turnovers. These guys have been playing some good football, so I got them at home win.
He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait.
And I love it. Give me fight on, fight on, fight on.
I'm trusting the odds makers on this one. It doesn't make a lot of sense that Notre Dame is a 9.5-point favorite, but they must know something I don't, so I'm going to go Fighting Irish.
Tennessee
Come
at
on,
Alabama.
I can't wait.
I can't
wait to crack this thing open. I can't wait to crack it open and just get the first puff because it's going to taste like victory. The Tide will roll in Tuscaloosa today. People think that this is going to be a competitive game. Alabama puts BTA on the balls today, and Emily Proud will be singing, "Hey, Alabama, drown on Tide. Give me the Tide."
Oh, my goodness. This guy got Tennessee.
Oh!
That's right. I got number 11 Tennessee. I mean, these guys are playing some ball, averaging 500-plus yards a game.
Against who?
They are the underdog. Against who? They're underdog. I got Tennessee all the way.
Blitz, Bama, blitz.
Yeah! I don't give a piss. Nothing but the Tide.
Joey Aguilar's been pretty good, though, for the Vols, but not today. It's Ty Simpson's show. He's going to take over this Heisman race after that.
Ty Simpson will have his Heisman moment today, Emily Proud.
Okay, elsewhere in the SEC, we got Ole Miss, Georgia. Let's wipe it away.
Give me the Bulldogs. They suffered a loss to Ole Miss last year. And this is the thing we know about Kirby Smart in Georgia. They've got an Alabama problem. They don't have an SEC problem. They right the wrongs from last year. They figured out Gunnar Stockton has a big day at home. Give me Georgia.
I got to go with Georgia. That was my pick earlier. I think that D-line is a problem, of course, and they are the standard of SEC football.
Watch them.
They are the standard of SEC football.
Watch them.
Gold all in my chain.
Gold all in my ring.
Gold all in my watch.
Don't believe me? Don't believe me, just watch. Hey.
I'm going Trinidad champion, baby. Upset.
I would love to see it. I don't trust Lane Kiffin in this Ole Miss on the road, but trust.
Believe.
Give me Georgia.
Believe.
There is only one game left, fellas, and it is the game that we will watch at 3:30 on CBS. We're not going to pick the game. We're going to pick the spread because it is a large number. 26.5. Ohio State's getting that number. Who are you picking?
Me and this dude have come close in the past 24 hours. I respect this guy. I respect what he did for his program. I don't respect where this program is at right now. Give me Ohio State in the 25 and a hook to knock out the Badgers today.
For sure. Like you said, we're not picking an upset alert for sure, but I do not believe Ohio State's going to cover the spread. I'm confident in this defense, this Wisconsin Badgers defense, smacking them in the face.
Hey, go ahead.
Ohio. 25 and a hook. Easy.
25.
So last year, this Wisconsin team had just gotten blown out by Iowa. They had Oregon here, and they lost 16-13. Almost shocked the world. I think you get their best effort today. Give me those points and the Badgers.
All right, we're going to step aside because college football action week 8 Saturday is kicking off in minutes, but we will be back here live from Madison from 1:30 leading up to kickoff at 3:30 on CBS. Do not forget, #1 Ohio State against Wisconsin at Camp Randall live here in Madison, Wisconsin. You can watch at 3:30 on CBS.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.